Good evening, welcome back to 102.7 Chop FM. It is Wednesday night, and it is time for Nerds of the North. DJ Padawan is here.
And DJ Bodobo.
You might have heard us earlier on in the show, but this is our time slot now, and it's time for some entertainment news. Now, we started you off there for the beginning of our show with two pretty decent songs. First up there was Danger Zone from Kenny Loggins. Not Archer, Kenny Loggins. And then we had The Final Countdown from Europe. Two really excellent songs. So as I said, we're starting off with some entertainment news tonight, and oh boy was there a big one. Yesterday, the entire internet seemed to explode with this news.
Kind of obvious news.
And for those of you who haven't paid attention, maybe you didn't log into the internet at all yesterday, or perhaps you were out in a dead zone where there was no internet, the cast for Star Wars Episode 7 has been announced.
Yes.
This is coming very shortly on the heels of them actually stating that the Star Wars Expanded Universe, 20 years of video games and novels, will not play any part in the shaping of Episodes 7, 8, and 9. Originally, I was upset about this, because there's a lot of characters from the Expanded Universe that I would really like to see on the big screen. However, I completely understand their reasoning for this. If you're trying to market a movie to the widest possible audience, you do not want your audience to have to sift through 20 years worth of written material just to be able to understand where you're coming from. So, starting off fresh, keeping the movies their own canon line, and then having the expanded universe existing in its own right. Some could say a mirror universe, in fact.
See, now, with saying this, one of the popular stories, I guess, that everyone, or at least we talk about, is the twins. The possibility of the twins being involved in this. Thinking about this now, it definitely doesn't rule out that that they're not going to have kids at all in the movie.
It doesn't rule it out, no. However, if you were to follow the storyline timeline from the expanded universe, where they say the episode 7 is going to be taking place 30 to 35 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
In the expanded universe, the twins have already been born. Their other brother has already been born. The brother has died. The Yuuzhan Vong War is over. Jason has gone Dark Lord of the Sith, and Jaina has hunted him down.
Yeah.
So there are no twins anymore. It's down to one.
Yeah.
In the actual storyline. But there we have it. Way too much Star Wars information going on here, but you know what? It's going to happen. You're going to have to get used to it. We've got a big announcement, like this big announcement coming through.
Yep.
So, just who is the cast of Star Wars Episode 7? Well, let's start off with the new people first. Joining the cast, we have John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis. Boy, was I happy to see that name.
Yeah, that's a good one, Dad.
The well-known now king of mocap.
Yeah.
Is Andy Serkis. Domhnall Gleeson and Max von Sydow. I am excited to see Max von Sydow in there because I liked his character in Dune. It was a really good job there. I enjoyed his...
Gareth is shaking his head right now.
I'd enjoyed his character in the original Judge Dredd movie. I'm not saying that the original Judge Dredd movie was good. I do think Dredd with Carl Urban was better. But I liked his character. So, let's see. Who are the original stars who are coming back? Well, pretty much everybody. Returning to Star Wars, we have Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, and Kenny Baker. If you're unfamiliar with just who they play, let me go through it in character order for you. Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, Chewbacca, and R2-D2.
See, that's a nerd skill right there, where you look at first name and you immediately put character name right beside it. I wonder if you could do a test like that. Just get a list of actors' names, well-known to your heart.
A well-known list of actors' names, and you have, like, what, a minute to write down whatever character they are?
Yeah, like, whatever, give it a time limit. You can do it with your friends or whatever. Like, make a competition out of it.
That shall be the test for the nerd card.
Well, like, it's another nerd game. Like,
it will be.
Instead of the movie game, it's kind of similar in a sense. Like, just write it down as quick as you can or whatever.
Now, they do have a Star Wars Rebels television show that is going to be coming out. And this television show is going to be revealing their first trailer on the best day of the year. The trailer for Star Wars Rebels will be revealed on Star Wars Day, of course. And that date is May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes, it is. That is Star Wars Day, and that's when we're going to see the trailer. That's going to be fantastic. Now, I don't know for anybody else out there, but I myself have a personal ritual for the Star Wars Day, and I'm happy it falls on a weekend, because I am going to sit down and I have 7 Star Wars films I have to go through.
7, you say?
7. I own the animated Clone Wars film.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Christmas special. I have watched it. I will never watch it again.
Yeah.
Now, shifting off of Star Wars news, but still staying firmly locked back in the 80s, there was a cartoon show a while, like back in the 80s, called Jem and the Holograms, about a girl who was not just a music rock star, but also a secret agent. Well, I announced a couple of weeks ago that this was actually being turned into a film, and they had done announced a casting call for fans of the series to come and be a part of the movie. So you can go and play, if you're a huge fan of the show, go out and maybe you can get to play one of those characters. Turns out, this actually wasn't a hoax, and it did work, because we have the cast for Jem and the Holograms. With some of the major casting done, we have Ryan Guzman to play Rio, the band manager, Aubrey Peoples to play Jem, Stephanie Scott as Kimber, Haley Kiyoko as Asia, and Aurora Perrineau as Shauna. Not bad. Now, they have released a teaser poster with the girls done up in makeup. They look pretty good. I gotta admit, I clearly see Jem when I look at this. So far so good. You're on the right track. I hope that Chippendale Rescue Rangers will follow suit. I could play Monterey Jack.
Yeah. You could.
I could really play Monterey Jack.
You could. I could totally picture it.
Yeah, there's no way I can play Chip. I'm not doing it. Dude, Chip is voiced by a girl.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
My voice just doesn't go that high willingly. No. Now, it's been sitting in limbo for quite some time. It's only had one actor assigned to it. This is the Assassin's Creed movie. With Michael Fassbender cast in the movie, potentially to play the lead assassin, I don't know what storyline they're going in, whether this is Ezio, whether this is Dominic, who knows. Well, they have finally added a director. Justin Kurzel will be re-teaming with Michael Fassbender for the Assassin's Creed film. The pair just worked together on the Macbeth film, which is yet to come out into theaters.
Yeah.
So that's good. Hopefully it'll be relatively good job done.
I hope this does well, just so other video games have a better chance of getting movies and doing well.
Halo.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope this does well, because maybe it'll lead us to a Halo film eventually.
Yeah.
Now, I've been pestering you for 3 days to go out and watch this trailer, and you finally did just before the show. The new Godzilla trailer. Now, this is the trailer that was released in Asia. It was not released in North America until YouTube got a hold of it. What did you think of the trailer?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm already set on going and seeing this.
Oh, I was set on going to see Godzilla, but
yeah, now you're just like, okay, like
now I definitely have to see it.
That was the thing. When you see the first trailers, you're like, okay, it's Godzilla. Either this is going to be the storyline of him, like, how him and the humans, or like how he gets along with the humans or whatever on the planet, or like he's just going to destroy stuff, or it's going to be Godzilla versus something.
And the Asia trailer revealed it is Godzilla versus, I believe they are calling the creature the Red Muto.
Yes.
And there is apparently two of them. One ground-based, one that can fly.
Yeah. So this is going to be an epic movie.
Very much so.
I think this is going to be an interesting one for the box office to see how well it does.
Yes, May is going to be an interesting month for the box office, period.
It is.
I want to see how high Godzilla can handle.
Yeah.
In the month of May. Like, we've got some epic movies coming out this month.
It definitely has some competition, but I want to see who ends up on top.
Yes. I think my favorite line from the trailer is, I think we have one thing that can defeat that. What, a monster? No, a god.
Yeah.
That trailer is really, really good, or that line from the trailer is really, really good, but there's one line that tops it, and that's Ken Watanabe at the very end of the trailer, very simply putting it, let them fight.
Yeah.
Yes. Because if it's anything like the old Toho movies, when Godzilla is done with the monster, he goes on his own way. And everybody can rebuild. So as long as the military keeps off his back, who knows? You're going to be pretty much safe. I hope. But it's going to be exciting to see nonetheless. Now, there's another... This is a little bit of a strange thing that I saw. This is a project that's actually well along in production. It is a Disney project. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Roald Dahl's The BFG is being adapted to a live-action film. No, that is not a big gun. This is the big friendly giant.
Really?
Yes. I think I remember reading the book back in public school, but that's a couple of decades ago, so it's a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
If they're making Goosebumps into a movie, let's start with something that actually has a more of a cohesive plot to being a movie.
There's a lot of strange movies that you never really would have thought.
Oh, of course.
To come out, like, either being made from books or old TV shows or...
Yes. Well, it's time to move on for some movie releases. And tomorrow, we've got blockbuster number 1 competing for your pocket money. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 will be opening in theaters tomorrow for pre-screenings. Open everywhere on Friday. And I don't think and you know what? No, I'm not excited for this.
You know what? No.
No, I can't get excited for this.
No, I'm not.
This movie looks to me like it's suffering from too many villains.
Yeah.
Like, you're suffering from the Green Goblin, Electro, and the Rhino. Wasn't there 3 villains in Spider-Man 3?
I have no idea.
Well, the Goblin ended up becoming an ally near the end.
Yeah.
But you had still the Goblin, Venom, and Sandman. So, you know, hopefully you can pull it off, but not for me, folks. I'm going to wait for some other movies coming out in May.
Yep.
We're looking forward to... We've got X-Men Days of Future Past coming out this month. We have Maleficent coming out at the end of this month. We have Godzilla on May 16th. And I believe there is one other.
Yeah, there is one more right at the very end of the month, I think. I can't even think of it.
Well, I think there's one in the middle of the month. It's the animated feature Return to Oz. It's another Wizard of Oz story.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look too bad. The voice cast for that one looks really, really good. So, but coming out on Blu-ray yesterday, the Gamera Ultimate Collection 1 and 2. Now, it's actually interesting. While you had Godzilla, and he was the big, I'm going to stomp on everything, destroy everything monster from the Japanese film era, Gamera was the friend to all children everywhere, the turtle that could fly with rocket jets. And you think I'm lying. I see that look on your face. Now, Gamera is an interesting series. It's definitely more kid-friendly. After all, this is a turtle that literally can fly by having flamethrowers come out of its legs, and it spins in a circle. Not quite unlike how Master Roshi travels around on his little spinning turtle.
Yes, yes.
So that looks to be pretty interesting. I'm glad to see the collection finally came out, because for a long time this was stuck in VHS limbo. And it wasn't going to be going anywhere. Now that it's hit Blu-ray in an Ultimate Collection edition, it's fantastic to see for fans of the series. Now in anime, we had Space Battleship Yamato come out. And this is an old school classic of the anime films. This is early 80s, I believe. Maybe late 80s. I can't remember too much about the storyline. It's been a while since I've seen it. It is definitely a little bit of a thought-provoking action film. It's not Gundam in space, but it has some similar stylistics to it. Namely, something battling for human civilization to exist. So it's interesting. It's definitely worth a pickup. And especially since it's been updated to Blu-ray quality, the animation looks outstanding. I know there's a lot of purists out there who anime should not be in widescreen format. You find this a lot actually with the Dragon Ball Z releases to Blu-ray. That there's a lot of people complaining that it should have been kept 4:3, it should not have been expanded to 16:9, that you're missing things, that it's just not Dragon Ball Z anymore. But you know what? I've seen it. It's Dragon Ball Z. So what if you're missing the tiny little bit of the edges of the frame? Nothing happens there.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the true form of Dragon Ball Z isn't the cartoon show. It's the manga. So you can't say that the cartoon show is the true form when it really isn't. It's the Shonen Jump manga, people. Well, that's it for all the good entertainment news for this week. We do, however, have a little bit of sad news to bring to you. It was announced this morning. We've lost another actor, and it's very unfortunate. My sympathies do go out to his family, but we have lost Bob Hoskins. Passed away this morning at the age of 71. For those of you who his name might not be entirely familiar, this is, I know he was in Unleashed with Jet Li.
Yeah.
He's done some voice work for the Tales of the Crypt cartoon.
Yep.
He was Mario in the live-action Super Mario Brothers. He was Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But I will always remember Smee from Hook.
Yes.
He actually came back and reprised his role of Smee in Neverland.
Help me, Shmee.
What about Shmee? What about Shmee? Ooh, Shmee's me. What about me?
Shmee.
You did a great job in your acting career, Bob, and I'm sorry to see you go. Well, it's time for our nostalgic break here on 102.7 Chop FM. Time to cheer you up a little bit with some music. And in honor of the late Bob Hoskins, here is a song from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This is Merry-Go-Round Broke Down. Alright, welcome back to 102.7 Chop FM. We are the Nerds of the North, and that was our nostalgic break. We started you off there with From Who Framed Roger Rabbit, starring Roger himself. That was Merry-Go-Round Broke Down. Unfortunately, the song that gave him away to Judge Doom.
Yes.
Following that, from Disney's The Little Mermaid, that was A Part of Your World. And man, can Ariel's voice actor sing! That girl's got a voice.
Yep.
And it's hilarious, because if you watch the Blu-ray, you can see her with her kids in the Disneyland theme park for Little Mermaid. It's like, oh look, I'm waving at Ariel, but I'm sitting on the real Ariel's lap. It's just cute. You gotta think how many voice actors now have kids, and you're just like, wow, that's gotta be an interesting thing. And finishing up our break there, that was from the Blues Brothers film, Sweet Home Chicago, as they performed live on stage as they're escaping away from the police into the back access tunnel.
Yep.
Alright, well that's it for the entertainment news. I'm going to pass you over to video games, and here's Botobo.
DJ Botobo here. Video game news. Upcoming video game releases. Yesterday and today, Child of Light for the Wii U, the 360, the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox One.
Just every system.
I say today and yesterday because I think today the Wii U edition came out. Yesterday,
yeah, the Wii U was a little bit behind on this one.
Yeah. On May 2nd is Mario Golf World Tour for the 3DS.
This is a 3DS title, not a Wii U?
There is a Wii U one coming out.
But they're hitting DS first?
Yes.
There is You're making me buy it twice, Nintendo.
I know.
Curse you!
There is one coming out for the Wii U. Also on May 2nd, Kirby Triple Deluxe for the 3DS. I'm not sure if that one is Wii U.
It's Kirby. It's more than likely going to stay on the 3DS.
I don't know. I wasn't too sure. I don't think Kirby's had a major release in a while. Like I remember seeing there was a few games for the Wii, but
yeah.
On May 6th, for the I think it's the PS3 and the Vita, there is the God of War collection, which is the first two God of War games remastered in 720p, 60 frames per second, and trophy support. And then
that just made one of my discs obsolete.
Well, I thought they already had a God of War.
They do. I already have it sitting in my collection.
Okay.
It just doesn't have trophies.
Oh, that's strange. Also on May 6th, MLB 14, the show for the PS4, the PS3, and the Vita. That's about it for upcoming game releases for now. Actually, I can mention Mario Kart 8 at the end of the month. It's the big release we're looking forward to.
Yes.
There is a North America Wii U bundle. Comes with a 32 gigabyte console, a copy of Mario Kart 8, the red racing wheel, Wii Remote Plus,
and it's the red one as well.
Yeah, it's the red one. And that will be retail for $330. There is a Europe edition as well, which comes with a green Yoshi controller instead of the red one.
Now, since I can hear my phone going off, this is going to be the G-Man, and I'm not even going to look at my phone to verify this. He's been talking to me about Mario Kart 8 today. And one of the important things to mention is the highlight reels.
Yes.
That you can now record for your Miiverse.
Yeah.
And I believe you can also upload them now to YouTube. So you can your highlight reels of your games that you've been racing around on.
I'm glad Nintendo is somewhat catching up with this kind of stuff. It's well, I guess it's not really catching up. Like the new generation consoles have the ability to stream and almost pretty much record gameplay and such.
Yeah.
To see Nintendo somewhat go in there, like it's nice to even have a replay of the race, which obviously a lot of older games did.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that, especially for a game like Mario Kart. You never know what happens during the race.
The best part of this is the new item, and it's my new favorite item.
Yeah.
The Ultra Horn. Finally, there is an item that can help you keep the lead away from the blue spiky shell.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty funny.
I'm looking forward to this game. I'm actually going to pre-order this one as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I already have a Wii U, so I'm not going to need to pick up the bundle. And, you know, I might try the racing system out with a Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah.
I tried it with the original Wiimote, didn't like it so much. I was the nunchuck plugged in and just sitting lounged back and just driving with the thumbstick.
Yeah. Another thing about if you buy a copy of Mario Kart 8, be sure to register on Club Nintendo. Each Nintendo developed game has a code inside. You go to Club Nintendo, you register the code. If you register Mario Kart 8, you get a free game. You can choose from 4 games for the Wii U. This is going to be a digital download, so you can choose between Pikmin 3, the new Super Mario Brothers, new Super Mario Brothers U, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, and Wii Party U. So be sure to register Mario Party, get a free game. That's a pretty good deal there, in my opinion. A developer from BioWare said to a fan on Twitter that Mass Effect 4 is in the middle of development. This came after the fan asked. It wasn't really like it was kind of a joking, serious kind of question, like, oh, like, hey, could you let me know, like, where you guys are in development? Like, I've heard you're in whatever stages, like, blah, 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 and then this guy responded back with, I guess you could say we're in the middle of development, kind of thing, like that. You could kind of get the sense that he was saying it like that, but you can't really take that with any...
You can't take that with any grain of salt right now. It's going to be... This could be any type of information coming out, but I know fans are still pestering for the Mass Effect trilogy to be brought out to the next-gen consoles.
Yep.
And while I can see the point for it, you know what? There's such a wide variety of games in the old-gen consoles. Pick it up for the old-gen right now if you want to play it, or you automatically have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was not one of the people who traded in my PlayStation 3 to get my PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I kept both of them.
That's true. Xbox One, after last week announcing, I believe it was last week or the week before, saying that it was coming to Japan. Xbox One is coming to China. After this is several months after China has lifted its 14-year-long ban on video game consoles.
Yep.
So yeah, Xbox One is coming to China in September.
Okay.
That is very good. That opens up the market quite a bit. It'll be very interesting to see what China does to the gaming market, whether developers start I don't know, like I'm sure there's a lot of developers there, but now it might even be more, even console focused, I'm guessing, because they're very PC focused.
Yeah. Well, we have been informed by the powers that be that Mario Golf World Tour is for the 3DS only.
Yes. See,
and the same with the Kirby Triple Deluxe.
But there is...
They will not be coming to the Wii U.
I know there's a Mario Golf coming to Wii U. I know it. It might not be called World Tour, but there's a Mario Golf. I don't care what you say, Garrett.
And Kirby did have... It was Kirby's Return to Dreamland, released on the Wii in 2011.
We'll see about that. Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs getting a season pass. I don't think this is even confirmed yet.
I'm tired of all this seasons pass stuff.
I know. So am I, actually.
This is why I went single player.
Well, you save what? You save 5% or 25% by downloading, if you have a game and you know you're going to play it a lot and you have a feeling you're going to buy all the DLC for it, you're probably best off to buy the season pass if you have a feeling you're going to buy all the DLC down the line.
Do you know what game should have a season's pass? Rock Band when it comes back.
Well, okay, yeah. Okay. No, don't even go there. No. So yeah, Watch Dogs, it's just going to be single player, new single player story missions, new New weapons, new outfits, new characters. I would admit the season pass will probably release along with the game on May 27th. The season pass is probably going to follow the standard $20. That's about it for that.
Okay.
Nintendo is not doing a live press conference again at E3 this year. They are opting for digital.
They're going to do another widecast digital event.
Yeah. What basically, like, honestly, there's no point if they don't have something really big. There's no point in them doing a live.
Well, the good thing about this is it doesn't take their time away from what they're doing on the show floor.
Yeah.
So they can still focus on the show floor, and then someone just has to go click.
Yeah.
And their web event takes place. So I can see their marketing idea for it. And with Nintendo in the situation that they're in, they want to give full focus to everything.
When this kind of news comes out, all the gaming news kind of people...
People are going, Nintendo's hiding something. Yeah. They don't want to show their face to the public.
It's either that or now that Nintendo seem to be declining in... I don't know, whatever it is.
Nintendo is not declining. There are far too many Nintendo fanboys out there for Nintendo to ever go down.
That's the thing. I don't think it would happen, but you never know.
I have been a Nintendo fan since I first played the Nintendo when I was in the hospital. Yeah. And York County Hospital.
It's funny because I actually remember playing Nintendo in the hospital. I think
it was great because especially when they used to put the IV in your hand, you had the little styrofoam pad there. It would hold the controller, so you didn't have to worry about holding it. You could just adjust your thumb on the D-pad. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Although I remember being extremely confused how to get a game out of a Game Boy for the first time. I struggled with that the first time I had a Game Boy in my hand, trying to get the cartridge out.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
It also wasn't mine. It was the kid on the bed beside me. He let me play it. I'm like, I don't want to break this.
When you're only used to like VCRs and NESs, a Game Boy would be like, what do I do?
What do I do here? I don't have to push it in, then push down? Okay. Do I blow in it to get it to work? I don't know.
Drive Club.
Drive Club.
For you driving fan out there. Coming to PS4 October 7th in North America, October 8th in Europe, and October 10th in the UK. I don't know why. So many dates. And along with that, there is a new trailer. I highly recommend you watch it. If you're it blows me away how realistic it looks. Obviously, you can still tell it's a game, but it is pretty close to looking real. Mm-hmm. Other news: the Stick of Truth developer, saying that they are going to be kickstarting a new game by the end of the year. So I expect Obsidian to be continuing.
Do you remember? I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but remember when the term Kickstarter or Kickstart used to be for a dirt bike and not for video projects?
I used to ride dirt bikes. I know these. I know these things.
Now, when you hear Kickstart, you think, ooh, online campaign for money.
Yes. Okay. New Mexico.
New Mexico, yes.
What happened in New Mexico? In
New Mexico, a film crew has gone out there, and they found some stuff. But here's a little bit of back history for you, first of all.
So much stuff.
In 1983, there was what was called the video game crash. This almost killed the industry of video games, and it was around the Atari 2600.
Yes.
What is being blamed for the video game crash of 1983 was a little game called E.T. the Extraterrestrial on Atari 2600. This game is bug-ridden. The instruction manual will make you cross-eyed. It is so hard to understand that I believe the numbers came out that will say, if you base it off of 1 million units, that we had 250,000 units get sold immediately, if not maybe more, so about half of that, 500,000 units was sold right away. 400,000 units were returned.
Yes.
And returned to the point that there was a rumor, a long-standing rumor in the video game industry and fandom in general, that Atari took all of their returned ET cartridges and dumped them in a desert, in a landfill, just to get rid of them. This was a myth. This was the longest myth that video games had ever had.
This has been going on for so
long. To the
long.
point that the angry video game nerd himself, James Rolfe, has decided to make a feature film about the legend of the Atari graveyard.
Yeah.
Now his film is in post-production, and they're just getting the point of getting the special effects finished up. And what comes out? Microsoft has funded a film crew to go out to the New Mexico desert and to start excavating. And they found the Atari graveyard.
Yeah.
It exists.
Blows me away that this actually exists.
So this year we will have 2 movies about the Atari graveyard. One fiction, one a documentary.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really excited to watch both of these movies. Both of them. The angry
video game nerd. I want to see the hilariousness of this because it looks great.
I actually kind of want to watch the documentary first and then Angry Video Game Nerds. Like I know his was probably he's been working on it way longer probably.
You know, he was invited to be on location when they were doing the excavation.
I would imagine.
However, the excavation date fell on the worst day of the year.
Yeah.
His daughter's first birthday.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Some things take priority.
Yeah. But what I had written down here, I was gonna mention that part anyways, the whole Angry Video Game Nerd, but Xbox formed Xbox Entertainment Studios not too long ago, and they got Zach Penn, director from Avengers and I think it was director or writer from Avengers and X-Men 2 to direct this documentary. Which is, I don't know, that's kind of interesting how they got
Sounds great.
him to do it. But
you know, some of the cartridges are still in playable condition out there.
Oh, I would imagine, for sure.
They were still in shrink wrap.
If there were so many of them all just piled in on each other, you're like, why not? Why wouldn't they be?
Yes.
They're in the desert. It's not like they get soaked or anything.
It's going to be great. I can't wait to see this. I want to see both these films.
I know, and now you know they're going to start selling them off, or they're gonna control them.
Radio Dead Air was talking about that the other day, that we're going to start seeing copies for hundreds of dollars show up on eBay. But this copy was exhumed from the graveyard.
That's the thing though, but what if you had a copy that wasn't in the hole at all? You just happen to have a copy and you just threw it up there. You're like, oh, this was in the hole.
Yeah, mine looks like it could have come out of the hole, but it's not. It's in with the rest of my Atari stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So I wouldn't fall for buying any ET that supposedly came out of a hole.
No. The hilarious thing about this, though, is I read on his forums, someone had asked him, James, how do you feel about the Atari graveyard being real and them making a documentary film about it? He's like, well, let me put it to you this way. Imagine you've spent 2.5 years putting together a movie about the myth of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. And when you hit post-production, you find that someone's gone and drained Loch Ness.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you think I feel? It's great that they found it, but man, couldn't you have waited until after my movie came out?
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be great.
Horrible timing.
I just find it hilarious that it happened right at that time.
Yeah.
Now, he said he knew about this for a while, but he is a filmmaker himself, and he respected the privacy of the other filmmaker to not release the information.
Yeah.
He was invited out there. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to even say anything. I'm not even going to mention it. And then, as soon as the news hit out, he had, as he said, everybody and their grandmother was emailing him. Oh well. It's bound to happen when you're an internet personality that a lot of people watch, and considering he had a roast the other year, he's quite popular.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, that's about it.
That's it for video game news?
Yep.
Okay, well, Nerds of the North is running to the end of our timeline here, so it's time to leave you with one other song. Thank you very much for listening to us. A fantastic station here, 102.7 Chop FM. We're going to leave you with a song by a YouTube personality. This girl's got not just a great voice, if you hear her in some of the songs where she actually sings. She's a great dancer, and she's one heck of a violin player. So until next time, this is DJ Padawan.
And DJ Bodobo.
We're going to leave you with some Lindsey Sterling, Shadows.